Bro, before I even start this story, let me say one thing straight. If you're listening to this at night, alone, with the lights off, don't stop halfway, because that's how it starts. I wasn't looking for horror that night. I was just trying to stay awake. Night driving messes with your head. The road keeps going, but your thoughts don't. That's why Venezuela's voice was always playing on my phone. Calm, slow, almost comforting. It felt like someone was sitting next to me, watching the road with me. Venezuela once said in a video, "Some stories aren't meant to scare you. They're meant to prepare you." I laughed back then. Bro, that laugh still haunts me. I drive nights for a living. Highways, back roads, places where even the towns feel abandoned. Silence gets heavy up there. It presses against your ears. So I let Venezuela play, one video after another. Stories about people who made the wrong turn, people who stopped when they shouldn't have. I always thought, that won't be me. That night, a new video popped up. No notification, no warning, just the title staring at me. If you see this on a highway, don't stop. I don't know why, bro, but my chest felt tight reading it, like the video already knew where I was. I clicked it. Venezuela's voice came in calm as always. No background music, no jump scares, just his voice. He said, "It always starts the same way." And that's when it happened. My radio shut off. Not slowly, not with static. It just died. Silence rushed in like something alive. I checked the controls. Everything was fine, but the silence felt wrong. Too thick, too intentional. Venezuela continued. When the sound disappears, bro, my heartbeat was louder than the engine. I told myself it was just a coincidence, just a story, just content. Then my headlights caught something ahead, a figure standing still on the side of the road. He wasn't waving, he wasn't asking for help, he was just standing there like he had been waiting. Venezuela's voice dropped lower. If you see someone standing like that, the video paused. On its own, bro, that's where part one ends, because that's the moment I realized the story wasn't playing anymore. It was happening. Bro? The video had paused. Not buffering, not loading. Paused. Venezuela's face frozen on my phone screen. And outside my windshield, that figure was still there. Same position, same distance. I slowed down a little, not because I wanted to stop, but because my body reacted before my brain could. That's when Venezuela's voice came back, not from the phone, from my speakers. He said, "If he hasn't moved yet, don't slow down." My hands tightened on the steering wheel because the man on the roadside still hadn't moved. I pressed the accelerator again. The car picked up speed. The figure should have disappeared, but he didn't. My headlights kept catching him in the same place, like the road was looping him back in. Venezuela continued calmly. "Some entities don't chase you. They wait for you to notice them." Bro, I had noticed him, and I wish I hadn't. I checked my mirrors, nothing behind me, but when I looked ahead, he was closer. Not walking, not running, just closer. No sound, no footsteps. Venezuela whispered, "They don't move like us." My mouth went dry. I wanted to turn the phone off, but my hands wouldn't leave the wheel. As I passed him, I saw his face, or at least what was supposed to be a face. No expression, no emotion, just eyes. Too dark, too empty. Venezuela said, "If you see the eyes, don't acknowledge them." Too late. I had already looked. The temperature inside the car dropped. I could see my breath. The windows started fogging up from the inside. That's when I heard it. A soft sound right next to me. Breathing. Venezuela's voice shook for the first time. If you hear breathing, he's already too close. I didn't look to my side. I didn't look anywhere because I knew if I did, I wouldn't be alone in the car anymore. The breathing grew louder, slower, closer to my ear. And then a whisper, not loud, not aggressive, just calm. "You shouldn't have watched till the end." Venezuela's video started playing again, but now it wasn't a story anymore. He said, "Once it speaks to you, it won't leave until it's finished." Bro, the road ahead disappeared into darkness, and something tells me this wasn't the highway anymore. This was its territory. Bruh, I swear on everything. The road in front of me wasn't the same anymore. The yellow lines faded, the reflectors disappeared, even the sky felt wrong. It was like I'd driven out of the real world and into something unfinished. Venezuela's voice stayed calm. If the road starts changing, don't trust your navigation. I glanced at Google Maps. No signal, no route, just a blinking blue dot floating in nothing. The breathing inside the car stopped. That scared me more than the sound. Silence again. Then a soft thud. Something landed on the roof of my car. Not heavy, not light, controlled. Venizawella spoke. They test the space around you before they enter. Bro, my hands were numb. Another thud, closer this time, then dragging, like fingers slowly moving from the roof toward the passenger side. I kept my eyes forward. Venezuela whispered, "If you acknowledge it, you invite it." The passenger seat dipped slightly, like someone had just sat down, but I didn't look. The air turned colder. My breath fogged the windshield again, and then the voice, not Venezuela, right beside me, calm, curious. "Do you know why he tells these stories?" My heart slammed against my ribs. Venezuela answered through the speakers, "Because someone has to remember." That's when I understood. This wasn't about entertainment, it was about records. The thing beside me shifted. I could feel it. not touching me, but close enough to feel its cold. It spoke again. Every time someone watches, one of us wakes up. Bro, my stomach dropped. Venezuela said, "If it starts explaining itself, you're running out of time." The road ahead split into two. No signs, no lights, just two paths, one darker than the other. Venezuela's tone hardened. "It will offer you a choice. Only one road lets you leave." The voice beside me whispered, "We've been waiting for you." I slowed down, not to stop, but to choose. Venezuela said one last thing. "If you survive this, tell them." Bro, I turned the wheel, and the moment I did, the screaming started. Bro, the moment I turned the wheel, the road screamed. Not like tires screeching, not metal. It sounded alive. A long, broken scream that came from everywhere at once. Venezuela shouted through the speakers, "Don't stop. Don't look back, no matter what you hear." The car shook like it was driving over something soft, too soft. The darker road closed in around me. Trees leaned inward. Their branches looked like arms. The headlights barely reached 10 feet ahead. Then I heard it, behind me, screaming, not one voice, many. Venezuela said, "Those are the ones who chose wrong." Bro, my stomach. The thing in the passenger seat changed. I felt it. Its weight increased. The seat sank deeper. Its voice lost curiosity. Now it sounded angry. "You were supposed to stay." Venezuela answered calmly. He was warned. That's when I realized Venezuela wasn't afraid of it. The road ahead collapsed, not cracked, collapsed like it had never existed. For a second, there was nothing under my wheels. Venezuela yelled, "Keep driving! The road only exists if you believe it does." Bro, I screamed and held the wheel tighter. The car slammed back onto solid ground. I was still moving, still alive, but the screaming behind me grew louder, closer. The thing beside me leaned in, its breath burned cold. "Venezuela can't save you forever." Venezuela replied, "No, but I can make sure he's remembered." That sentence scared me more than anything else. The road straightened suddenly. The trees vanished. Streetlights appeared ahead, normal ones, yellow, flickering. Reality rushed back in too fast. The passenger seat lifted. The weight disappeared. The breathing stopped. I slowed down, not because I wanted to, but because my hands were shaking too hard. Venezuela spoke one last time. "If you're hearing this, you made it out." Bro. I pulled over, and that's when I saw what was written on my windshield. Bro, my hands were shaking. I wiped the fog off the windshield with my sleeve, and then I saw it. Not written in blood, not scratched. It was burned into the glass, like the glass itself remembered it. The message said, "Thank you for replacing him." My heart dropped. I stepped out of the car. Cold air hit my face. too cold. The forest behind the road wasn't there anymore. No trees, no fog, just black, like the world ended 10 feet behind me. I reached for my phone. No signal, but one app was open, already recording. Audio only. The file name said Venizawella Log 392. I pressed play. Venezuela's voice came through, but slower, older, tired. If you're listening to this, you survived the road. I felt relief for half a second. Then he continued, which means you're now part of the system. Bro, my knees almost gave out. Venizawella explained everything. That road, it's a filter, a living checkpoint. It appears only to people who are already halfway broken, people running from something. Guilt, fear, regret. The thing in the passenger seat, not a monster, a warden. And Venizawella, he wasn't a YouTuber, he was a previous survivor. Venizawella said, the road needs balance, one watcher, one guide. I guided others so I wouldn't have to go back. But the system always demands replacement. Bro, I realized the truth. He didn't save me, he traded places with me. My phone vibrated. A notification popped up. Upload scheduled. How to survive the road that shouldn't exist. Channel name? Venizawella. But the profile photo, it was my face. Eyes hollow, smile forced. Timestamp? Tomorrow. I screamed. Nothing came out. The road behind me started forming again. I heard the familiar voice from the darkness. Calm, patient. Whenever you're ready, warn the next one. Bro, that's when I understood. Every Venizawella video is a confession. Every warning, a delay. And every viewer who ignores it gets closer to the road. So if you ever see a Venizawella video pop up at 3 a.m. and something in your chest tells you to click, bro, don't. Because the road doesn't hunt randomly. It waits for replacements.